Sunsplash, the mix show. I am the host. I am the DJ. I am Ja Prince. And sometimes we talk sound clash. We talk sound system culture, and it's something that's called Sound System School. So 101. Let's take it back to the beginning. We have a special guest representing Dub Electric. His name is Dr. G. Big up Dr. G. Wagwan.
Not much. I appreciate you having me, Prince. Definitely an honor to be on the show. So yeah, man, representing Double Electric Sound, Dr. G.
Dr. G, one of the founders, one of the owners, and a selector. So you know, off mix the thing too.
Exactly. So like we grew up, saving our money during lunch to actually go buy our 45s, our $3 45s. So I came up in a different era where you actually had to spin records. You actually had to carry 45 crates. You actually had to have your 12 inches in a milk crate. So I grew up in a different era before CDs, before your laptops. Yeah. So I've always learned how to spin and be able to DJ from home.
I like it. And we're in a modern age right now. Sound system culture involves playing in festivals, playing in parks, block parties, in the clubs, in a dance, at a sound clash. We've seen Dub Electric up and down the East Coast. So where officially is the sound based?
Yeah, so the sound actually got started in Atlanta, Georgia, and then as we continue to add people to the team, whether it be additional owners or additional selectors or MCs, we kind of just continue to branch out. So right now we have a branch in Florida and we have a branch in New York. So, but the main base and main hub is in Atlanta, Georgia.
A lot of people want to know, seriously, a clash just kept this last weekend, but why Atlanta? For your, history and some of the accolades that you're getting for your sound system, why Atlanta? Like, for those who really don't know, I know Baltimore or Chicago, Philly, and then why Atlanta?
I think Atlanta for us was like, it was just a different scene. Like Atlanta already had its reggae scene. It had a lot of different sound systems. But for us, it was like, there were certain things that we could have brought in from New York, what we learned growing up in Jamaica, and kind of bring it to Atlanta because Atlanta already had its scene. It's like, how could we continue to add to it, not take away from it? So we just felt like it was a good home base, good enough to get to New York in 2 hours on a plane, but good enough to also get to Florida with an hour and a half, hour and 45-minute kind of like flight. So we just felt like it was a good base, but it also has a great community. A lot of people support Dub Electric since we came up with the idea of doing it. So we just felt like we could easily go to New York. We could easily go to Florida. We could either go to anywhere, California, and say the sound is based on here. But the love that Atlanta has shown us, we just felt it's right to kind of represent Atlanta and show people around the world that Atlanta has quality when it comes to reggae music, sound systems, and dancehall culture.
All right. We only have them for a short minute right here. The Sunsplash Mix Show. Make sure anybody who wants to follow, tag, subscribe, share. Because sound system culture, let's talk about the sound system itself. Because it's not a normal sound system. And for those who don't know, maybe it's being revamped. Maybe we had to go from 15 to 18, 18 to double bass. So without giving away the secret, how long have you developed the sound system, Dub Electric?
So just to like give everybody some backstory, listen, I've been building sound systems and putting together component sets since I was probably like 11, like Gemini, old school belt drive turntable. So we came up, like I said earlier, we came up in a different era. But building this sound system, we actually started 2 years ago. It was Mello. Mello did a promotion where it was website versus Tech Nine. We were having trouble finding a sound system, and we were all on the phone, Mello and the rest of us. And I joked. I said, "What if I built a sound system?" And he's like, "There's no way possible you'll be able to build a sound system in 2 months." I'm like, "Yeah, I think I can. I think I have all the equipment to do so." And they're like, "No, there's no way possible." And long and behold, I built a sound system in 2 months with the help of Red Mansion and a few other people. So big up to Kirky C from Poison Dart, who from day one supported us in building that sound system. And then from there, we just said, you know what? As we did more and more events, we found the need to build a bigger and bigger sound system. But one of the things about us in each event, we learned from it. You know, there was an event that we strung up alongside Sound International where our sound system was clean, but Sound International had a heavier bass and they kind of dominated us that night. The next morning, we're in the lab taking apart the sound system to get a heavier bass line to make sure people can actually enjoy our sound system. So one thing about us, Prince, after every event, we're finding ways to improve the sound system because it's about the joy. If the sound system's not good for the people in the actual venue, then what's the point?
Like it. I like it. Talking to Dr. G. And again, let's put this out there. I ain't watching no man's pockets. I don't want to know mortgage and the wife. But seriously, the investment in sound system. Tell us the one thing. We don't need to know the secret of Double Electric. Is it the boxes, the amp, the wire? If you want to pass that knowledge on to any other sound man, make sure you have.
Yeah. So I think the key thing is investing in quality, right? Investing in quality equipment, investing in quality wires. Like a lot of times, people don't even realize, yeah, you might have the best equipment in the world, but the XLRs, the quarter inches, the RCAs that hook up everything are just crap. Then guess what you're going to get? You're going to have a quality sound system with a horrible sound because the actual connections are just horrible. But one of the things that we realized is it's a digital age. You know, the analog stuff is great. So big up to anybody who's out there still pushing analog. But with what we learned and how we compose our stuff in the studio, secret sauce. Most people ain't going to figure out how to do it, but I'll tell you a little bit. The same plugins that we use to mix our dubs in our studio equipment is the same plugins that we use for our sound system.
To broadcast the music.
Figure it out.
Say no more. Say less.
So we're using studio quality plugins to actually replace some of those analog pieces of equipment. That's why our sound system is a little bit very compact, where most people will have 3 and 4 racks and these huge big sound systems. We don't need that because a lot of the things that we are actually broadcasting is digital. And we can replicate all of that through plugins.
Love it. Love it. Like I said, it may go over some people's heads, but now, like you said, go do your research, actually study. And like you said, practice a couple times. I want to go 2 columns. No, let's go 3 columns, 8 box, 6 box. See what works best for your sound system, 100%. The sound system culture, and 100%. The investment. Like you said, maybe we got to get a new crossover. Maybe it got to be digital.
Like, for instance, one thing we learned from the event that happened this weekend is that, yeah, it played great. And everybody's like, yeah, it played great. And we're thankful to everybody who came out and said, yes, the sound system sounds great.
Yeah.
But to be honest, Prince, we already took apart the sound system to figure out something that went wrong that nobody noticed went wrong, but we noticed it. So we're always trying to improve on what we have to make sure, like I said earlier, the patrons in the dance, the promoters, whoever's DJing on a sound system gets the full enjoyment of the actual event.
That's what it is. His name is Dr. G from Dub Electric. That event, of course, we're going to throw this up very quickly, but we want to be able to cover something else that should be focused on by the owners of the sound system. I got to get the audio out, right? Not just recorded or this was the best part of it. Let's talk about early warm. Dub Electric has early warmed regular parties, regular dance, red and white, black affair, cool. But sound system, sound clashes, the early warm before the clash, something you guys have been doing pretty well. Is there something like, is there a playlist that you can like share with people? All that go.
I mean, to be honest, Prince, there's no playlist. So thank you, first and foremost, thank you. But honestly, there's no playlist. It's a vibe. It's how we're looking at the crowd, how people are reacting to certain songs that we can go down a lane or go down this direction. If it's not working, kind of switch it up. One of the things I want to give a big shout out to Fat Man, who's also on our sound system. People know him as Dame from VP. One of our brothers that we grew up with. When we were buying those $3 45s, it was at Ja Life with Fat Man Dame. So we've known him pretty much all our lives. But one of the things that he told us about 10 years ago, he had went to a clash, and after the clash, he came back and he was like, man, like, I just felt so bored in the earlies. And I was like, what do you mean by that? He's like, yo, whoever was doing the early warm, it was just horrible. Like, it was just no vibe to it. It's like you want that life, you want that energy going into like a main event.
Right.
And they just didn't give it. He said, man, if we ever build a sound system or if we ever do anything music-wise again, the early warm of the actual event for a sound clash should actually be better than the actual sound clash. It should be to the point where the individuals who are the patrons in the actual event should be like, no, you guys need to start clashing. You guys need to be the third sound or the fourth sound in the clash. Because the way you guys are going on, I don't even want to hear the clash sounds. But it also creates a vibe and an energy for the actual people who are about to perform, those sound systems about to perform, because it gives them a vibe that they're like, yo, I got to match what Double Electric just did. I got to come out with that same intensity. This is not me cruising in the first gear. Like, I need to be running through those gears to get the fourth and fifth to be able to match that intensity. So for us, it's not to downplay those sounds.
Right.
It's to give the patrons in the party an actual vibe leading into that sound clash. And one of the things we will never do, you will never hear us do this in an early warm for a sound clash, is play our own dub plates. That takes away from the event that's about to happen. We can play the same dub plates as they did, but it's not about us.
Murder.
It's about us doing. It's like almost like, if you think about it, the opening act to an actual concert. They're supposed to get the crowd ready. So when the main event, the main act goes on, the place is about to erupt, and now it's easier for them to do their job to entertain the crowd. And that's what we believe when it comes to Double Electric and early warm.
That's it. Double Electric is a collective of semi-equal owners, equal MC, equal selectors. I see you guys interchanging. So let's start right there, especially at this clash. Like you said, big up Mellow, Fan First Entertainment. The only ones that had more T-shirts on than Young Guns was Double Electric. So the image and the branding of Double Electric, like, very professional presentation of your sound and your selectors.
Yeah, one of the things that we believe in is, if you're going to go out there, you put your best foot forward, whether it be playing music, presentation on how you actually dress and look. The sound system always looks a certain way. Even our streaming company always looks a certain way, because you want to put your best foot forward. In the dancehall culture, everybody always assumes that it's always this put together thing. It's this last minute thing that's put together and it's slapped together. And we just always believe, like, if we're going to step out, we should step out in the best way possible to make sure that people understand, like, hey, we're here, we're professional, and we do our thing. But one of the biggest things about Double Electric, which is one of the things that I wanted when I said I wanted to start this again, or start any DJ collective again, is that I don't want no egos.
Murder.
Check your ego at the door. Everybody has a say. Everybody has a point. I'm not going to always be right. I'm going to have a point that might be right. So we're always going to collaborate with each other to make sure that we put the best foot, we do the best thing for Double Electric. So if it's, all right, Marlon and Redman doing the early warm, I don't need to be up there. That's them. They're the best team or the best combination to represent Double Electric. It doesn't make me any less Double Electric because they're actually playing the music. No, we're all Double Electric. They're representing the brand. Even if people are like, yo, Marlon is wicked. Yes, Marlon is wicked. And he's showcasing his talent.
Right.
He's Double Electric. So in doing so, it allows us to kind of say, hey, let's always put the best people out there to represent the brand, because any positivity that comes back from us is always going to benefit the brand.
That's what it is. We only have them for 2 more minutes, 2 more questions before I let you push up forward. Mentioning the selectors. I don't want you to forget nobody, Dr. G. I know it looked like there are 50 of them. But honestly, how many people right now in the forefront who want their name mentioned? Because, sometimes I don't want them on the top of it. But yeah, who are the selectors that we're going to see for Double Electric 2024?
It's so funny because I'm usually the person that doesn't do this. I'm the guy. So you reaching out to me is on the strength of you, because I have a lot of respect for you and what you've done for the culture. But yeah, for the most part, I'm always behind the scenes handling all the things that need to get handled business-wise. But selector-wise, Footer Chin. You have Redman Chin, who's also an owner. You have DJ Chris, who's also the owner. He's the one that started this with me. You have Marlon Brando, the Wicked MC. You have Vinny, who's management. You have Ron from Yellow, who's also management. You have Royal, who's a new person on the team. Also a Wicked DJ, and he's going to be seen more and more now. R.I.P. to Briggy, one of our generals who passed away a few years ago. Icon, one of the wickedest MCs, but also sound engineers. Let's see. Hopefully, I'm not forgetting anybody. You have Fat Man, Dane, who's also one of the people who encouraged us to do what we do today. So we have a decent team. We have a few people who are also going to be joining soon because they also fit the mold. Also, big up Phantom, brand new addition to Double Electric, who came over from Mad Squad. So we're just building a team in such a way that we can do multiple events, have people who do multiple talent, but at the same time, when we got to do work, everybody chips in. There's no ego. Let's get it done. And even in the Clash world, we haven't figured out the combination yet. That's why you see me mixing a little bit with Redman. Yeah. You'll see Marlon emceeing while Redman's because we haven't figured out the combination yet. Yeah. But trust me, 2024, when we step out on the Clash scene, we're going to have the right combination and the right dopes to show everybody we mean business.
That's the problem right there. Salute to everybody who is following this, who is in the sound system culture, because my uncle or my aunt collect records. And yeah, we're kind of feisty in the backyard when we keep the family thing. Sound system clashing is one of the lines that some sounds don't cross. And you're saying Double Electric, good with rhythm media, good with having the stage, the presentation, some lighting, and playing early warm, and then playing dances. You are going to cross the line into Song Clash in 2024?
We already did that. One of the ways that Double Electric, a lot of people don't know, that Double Electric got out there in the first place was through clashing. We clashed Exile 1, Rudy. We even clashed Mello. We've clashed Eternity. We've clashed Destiny out of DC. We've clashed Animosity. So we've clashed some big sounds. It's just as we were getting out there, we realized we need to take a step back, because even though people are fascinated by the dubs and the talent that we have, which we're thankful for, we realized that we didn't have a fan base. So people were just, oh, wow, who's these guys? Yeah. And then eventually what I realized is the fact that we didn't have a fan base. So because of that, we stepped back to build that fan base. So it took us about 3 to 4 years to build a decent fan base of people who actually say, yep, we love Double Electric and we support y'all in everything you do. So now with that fan base and that support, we're now going to push out there for 2024.
I like it. You heard it here first. Of course, he mentioned at the class, and people was like, yo, Sachin, him carry on. Him just I said certain things. Brandishing the dubs, having an Instagram live once in a while, throwing up the SoundCloud. The shirts look good, proper management and investment, not talk about the money, but just intent and investment from a sound system owner and multiple owners. So we got to salute Double Electric. Please tell them how to spell the name, going on a problem, and then where to find you when it's time to do some booking.
It's DUBLECTRIC EXP on all platforms. So that's Double Electric EXP on all platforms. And to actually book us, link Mello from Yellow from Mello Promotions. He is our manager. He handles everything from our sound system to DJ bookings to rhythm media bookings for streams. So he handles everything. So I'll make sure that it's in the show notes, you get all that information to be able to contact us. But on all platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Double Electric EXP, just find us, link us. Even on our SoundCloud, make sure to link us, take in some of the audio, and let us know how you think we're doing out here. We always love feedback. Like I said, we're humble, no egos. Even if it's the worst feedback, we take that in and kind of figure out how we can do better with that.
That's what it is. Double Electric. We in 2023 now. 2024, Battlefield. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
So yes,
you're gonna hear some surprises. We're at the point where we've been collecting dubs for the last 6-7 years. And we got some gems in the box that it's going to surprise people that we even have. So trust me, some combinations that you're gonna be like, how did he find that artist, and what hill did he have to travel to get that artist? So we learned a lot from Fada School. We learned a lot from my pops and a lot of people that we grew up with. That, like you said in the interview the other day, if you don't have that foundation, then you have nothing.
Trouble out to reach you. Double Electric, Dr. G, big up all the members. And yeah, the audio is out there from a lot of their events, including the last early warm, which is very spectacular because, again, people was rocking before the sound clash between Young Guns and Cosmic. Find it on the links down below. Give thanks, Dr. G, one more time.
Appreciate it, Prince. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Big up to everybody. Big up to all your fans. And we appreciate you actually just featuring us. We're humbled by it.
Bada bing, bada bing. Sound system culture, sound system clash. Big up, bro.